Full Metal Mayhem.
Finally, we're getting to the period in TNA history that we all love and know and love. Jeff Hardy and Abyss Plunder.
The savior of this Jeff Hardy run.
Yeah, we've been talking, because if you go out and listen to the awards, I did not have good things to say about Jeff Hardy's TNA run. It was a disappointment for me, and I was quite pleased to finally get to the stage where we're just going to have him fall through tables and jump off ladders and maybe throw hissy fits at botched finishes.
Which may be the best part, even.
Jeff Hardy, first invite of the month, January 21st, he faced Lex Lovett. TNA announces that Hardy and Abyss will face in a match featuring tables, ladders, and chairs at against all odds. They don't yet give it the name Full Metal Mayhem, not until next week.
So I'm gonna come out here with a hot statement, Garrett. Mm-hmm. This is my hot take. Full Metal Mayhem is a better name than TLC.
Yeah, get him owned.
I love Full Metal Mayhem, and I wish AEW would steal it. I wish we would just continue the legacy. Full Metal Mayhem is a perfect pro wrestling stipulation name.
It does. It just has there's the mouthfeel, isn't it? It's Full Metal Mayhem. It's
Full Metal Mayhem.
It's good words that feel good in your mouth.
But the table should be metal tables. That is the only problem with it.
Yeah, you should get rid of the wooden frame, and it's just the frame of the table, just the metal of the table.
No, there should be a metal top to it.
That would really hurt. As if just the metal frame wouldn't also really hurt.
Yeah, no, that would, because you'd fold up awkwardly too.
Hardy beats Lovett here with a twist of fate and a swanton. Abyss jumps him from behind, drops him with a black hole slam, pulls out a table from under the ring, and then press slams him from into the ring through a table on the floor, truly kicking off the Plunder era.
Awesome.
Oh, that table shattered too, so it didn't even really break his fall.
Just awesome stuff.
Oh, it press slams to the floor. Bless Jeff. Bless Abyss. We're here. TNA's back.
They should do the TNA Metal Championship.
It's just full on Plunder.
Yeah.
TNA's never really done a hardcore title unless you count the Hard 10 or Dup Cup, which didn't really last long enough.
This is the new Hard 10.
January 28th opened with Kid Cash and Lance Hoyt. This is where Lance Hoyt became Lance Hoyt, no longer Dallas. And they said a couple times during this match, it's like, Lance Hoyt from Dallas, just in case you forgot who he was.
That's smart.
They faced Chris Sabin and Jeff Hardy. What a babyface tag team.
The two worst people from their tag teams.
You cannot, you don't mean that about the Hardys.
I tend to like Matt more.
Come on. Come on.
What? What's wrong?
Come on. I like Matt. I'm not an anti-Matt guy, but come on.
Chris and Jeff versus Shelly and Matt as the heels? That'd be great.
Chris and Jeff would be a great team. I say as we're talking about a match featuring Chris and Jeff as a tag team.
Yeah, no, this is fun. I don't know. It's Impact match number 17 of the show.
Yes, one of the 20 matches that fall between 2 and 2.5 stars.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool if you want to see Chris Sabin and Jeff Hardy as a team.
We both went 2.5 for the record.
Yep.
Sabin made the tag to Hardy that the referee didn't see, but then Abyss appeared, pulled Hardy off of the apron and brawled out of the building, which allowed Sabin to hit a future shock, but Hoyt then had the ref distracted. Cash hit the moneymaker on Sabin, pinned him.
They're not doing a lot with Sabin, but they still try to give him a little something, which is appreciable.
Because like Sanjay's not on TV at the moment. Shelley's been gone for a little while.
Disgusting. You know what? Jeff was right. Dusty Rhodes is bullshit.
He'll be back in the summer, don't you worry. Actually, is it after Dusty loses the book that Shelley comes back? It might be. I can't remember the exact time that Shelley comes back.
I knew I was right not to trust this guy.
He's definitely back by Slammiversary, but I'm not sure is he back before May.
Well.
Actually, isn't the first Shocker match in May, so it might be back before then. Either way.
Well.
So that continues the Abyss and Hardy stuff through to the next show where Jeff Hardy faces David Young in a match that went far too long.
Yeah, I don't know. This David Young renaissance is the most interesting part.
He is back. I can't say much more about that. He is just back.
Yeah.
This match went 5 minutes for some reason. I'm like, dude, just beat him in 2.
Yeah, every other match gets to be 2 minutes, but for some reason this one has to go 5. Maybe Jeff just had his working boots on. He just wanted to go out there and wrestle. So
on the previous show, they did officially name Full Metal Mayhem. TNA explains that the match will be for a future title shot between Abyss and Hardy at the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Hardy wins with his moves. Hits the swanton. Hardy launches off a chair. I did like that. He brought a chair in for to hit the poetry in motion on David Young. And then immediately set the chair and just launched off the chair onto Abyss when Abyss appeared at ringside. And then they brawled out of the building. which was strange because 5 minutes later, Abyss came out for a Lex Lovett match. And I would have loved if it, like, instead of when Abyss's music hit, he just brawled out of the tunnel with Hardy as if they've been brawling the entire time.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about Jeff Hardy and Abyss at the pay-per-view.
We will get to it. Abyss Black Hole Slam for the win over Lovett. Abyss pulled the table out from under the ring. Abyss goes for a powerbomb on Lovett, but Hardy comes back out. Abyss then went to press slam Hardy through a table again, but this time Hardy reversed it into a DDT through the table.
That was kind of a sweet spot.
Yeah, tornado DDT out of the press slam. It's a cool move. There was nothing on the Go Home show other than some video packages. So Liam, talk us through, at Against All Odds, February 13th, the Abyss versus Jeff Hardy match.
So, I was trying to work out, like I was reading the notes about the finish. I couldn't, even me reading it was too confusing. I couldn't comprehend what was happening. Well, the actual match was crazy, first of all. They do a bunch of crazy spots and they beat each other up. It's really great. It's Abyss and Jeff Hardy doing plunder. But the finish is what's important here.
Yeah, so Abyss hits a pendulum in the ropes, that belly to belly to the floor. I always think it's a cool move. Also, Hardy hits a swanton off the entrance tunnel. It's more of like it's not a full do a swanton. It's more like a pull yourself over into a little tumble, and he went ass first through Abyss through the table. He will hit better swantons off stages in this company.
Yes, we will get the one that you'll see 1,000 times in video packages later.
So the rules of this match, there are 2 contracts above the ring. One of which has a world title shot, one of which is empty. So at the finish of this match, Jeff Hardy is meant to climb up the ladder and grab the empty contract.
Yes.
And then he's supposed to be, oh, it's empty. Then he goes through the tables and then Abyss wins. That's supposed to be the finish.
Yes.
What he actually ended up doing is he climbed the wrong ladder and pulled down the wrong contract.
So he pulled down the one that made him win?
Yeah, he pulled down the one that made him win, but more importantly, he pulled down the one at which he can be pushed off at an angle through which he can go through the tables. So when he went up the ladder for the other contract, which was at a weirder angle and couldn't really be pushed, for the classic straight line fall through the table bump, the match fell apart.
Yes.
So what ended up happening is he comes down off the ladder and then Abyss Irish whips him and Hardy just launches himself over the ropes into the tables. Not through, into them.
That's an awkward angle.
Because it's the classic TLC thing. It's the classic 4-table stack, 2 tables on top, that he's meant to take a ladder bump from the ring through. You've seen it a million times in these kind of matches.
You've seen him do it a million times.
You've seen Jeff Hardy, and you'll see him do it in TNA again in the future. But here, because he's Irish whipped at like regular ring height, he can't fall through the 4 tables. So he falls into the 4 tables, and it looked like it absolutely sucked.
Yeah. That's one of those, and it obviously did, because he looked like he was in a tremendous amount of pain.
Yeah, there's the bizarre reaction you get from Jeff at the end of this match, which is a combination of that really fucking hurt, and I'm so angry at how that finish went down.
And I'm so embarrassed.
So Abyss just climbs the ladder. Abyss actually, there's a note in either the Observer or the Torch where people are like, oh, Abyss didn't improvise well either. And I kind of disagree, because he did a really smart thing where it's like he looked into the empty envelope and like feigned seeing a contract and kind of pumped his fist. And I was like, oh, that's a nice little way to cover not being able to pull anything out of the envelope, you know?
I honestly didn't even tell that he got the wrong envelope. It was more just, he died.
And then Hardy at ringside is throwing tables around. He's drop kicking tables. He's just throwing an absolute fit at ringside over how this finish went down.
Listen, does it kind of take away from Abyss winning? Yes. But is it kind of awesome? It's like when Sabu would do the same shit.
Yeah, he was absolutely raging. It's so funny.
Like, you could turn that into something with Jeff.
I don't think they do. He should just he should go full Sabu and start drop kicking, putting himself through tables.
Yeah.
The match is pretty cool beforehand, and then the finish falls apart. If you get just the classic finish where dudes fall through the 4 stack and Abyss wins, it's probably a better match, but it's not a funnier match, and that's the most important thing. It's like just like the Jeff Jarrett cello thing. If the cello doesn't break and fall to the floor, it's a better moment, but it's not a funnier moment.
And we do value things being funny over being good every time.
That is the most important metric in the history of TNA. Was it funny?
Yeah. It's still not bad. Like, you go watch it because it is kind of like a funny experience.
Yeah, especially if you don't really know what happened and you just like, why the fuck is he freaking? I like you can kind of work out why he's freaking out because you look at the table bump he just took and it's like, that's not right.
Before we move on to the next segment, Garrett, Brendan Fraser won Best Actor for in the Critics' Choice Awards.
Isn't that movie not
and
good?
That makes me happy. The Whale?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I was just thinking about seeing it after we finish, actually.
I know. Like, obviously, it ran away with Critics Awards and like award shows. Not that the festivals. That's what I'm looking for. Festivals loved it as well. But I thought the actual reviews when it came out, people were kind of like, it's not that good.
I was thinking of seeing it. I don't think it's out here yet.
But good for him
because I'm just happy for him in general. Dude deserves some good things.
Bring back the Mummy.
Yeah, sure.
And not the Tom Cruise one.
I was gonna say, Rock's not doing anything.
Though, to be fair, the Tom Cruise one did produce one of my favorite pieces of media of all time, which is the Mummy trailer without the sound effects, which is just, it's so funny. It's probably still on YouTube. Google Mummy trailer, no sound effects. You will find the funniest trailer you'll ever see in your life.
All right. That's our recommendation of the week.
Yeah, that, Better Call Saul, and not Devil's Rejects.
I mean, you can watch it. Watch the first one, House of a Thousand Corpses. That one's better.